I'll be waiting
Okay.
for the Instagram. Okay, I think
No, we have to press go
I
live.
think we are live now,
We are
but
live
we'll
in
just
Facebook and YouTube,
and YouTube.
but we're
And there
waiting
you
for
go.
Instagram.
Instagram is
Yay! It's
there.
here.
YouTube, hello. Facebook, hello.
Hi.
Instagram, hello.
Hello, everyone.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Friday today, April 5th.
April 5th, right? And yesterday we just celebrated our 4 year anniversary on the business.
Yes.
And we are so happy, that uh, a lot of our
Business
community member
partners.
business
Yeah.
partners were in our community, right? Liked and loved it. And there's
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
reactions to that, but we're so happy for that.
Yes, it's such a supportive
It
community.
is.
It really felt like everyone was celebrating us. They were commenting, congratulations, and they were tagging some people. They were saying, "Be inspired,"
Something.
and um, yeah, it just felt like I love celebrating online because you have access with so much people. There's
Mm,
like over 500
yeah,
reactions on our posts.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's funny because when you go to our Facebook, if it's a personal post or on your own page,
Yeah,
there's not really a lot of reactions there because I don't know, like
you're
maybe
only limited to
you're only
your
limited to
friends.
your friends, right? But those people, like
Yeah,
they are the one that's supportive.
yeah,
They're really positive,
yeah,
and we really love it over there.
yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Leejay,
And I'm Melissa.
and we run this digital business, husband and wife.
Yeah.
And what do we do here?
We help others, families, parents, to run a successful digital business,
Hmm.
right? By providing the tools and the system,
That's
the
right.
support,
And the training,
the
right? The
training.
mentorship and the coaching and everything else you need to get started and to run it successfully.
Yes.
Now, um, there's so many things I wanted to tell you guys, but we're gonna stick to our schedule. During the
Mhm.
90-day challenge, we actually have topics for you, and we can you believe it? We're in day number 5,
Yes.
right? It's
Yeah.
incredible,
Time goes by so fast.
right?
Already the fifth day.
It's already the 5th day.
Already about a week.
And day number 5, we will talk about. Uh, oh, why did I put day number 4 there? This should be day number 5. Oh,
Which
I
one?
haven't saved it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. In day number 5, we are
Yeah.
sharing our favorite quote, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um, our favorite quote, you guys. What is our favorite quote? Do you want to go first?
I have a lot. I have a lot of motivational quotes. I wouldn't say it's motivational quote. It's more of an inspirational quote because I'm more inspired than
Then
motivated.
motivated.
But it's weird because it says here living motivated.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Uh, yeah. For me, I told you this before this
Mhm,
morning. Mine is you'll never know how strong you are
mhm.
until being strong is the only choice you have. And that's from Bob Marley,
Oh, wow.
right?
Until you know how strong you are.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you know?
You'll never know.
You'll never know. You'll never.
You'll never know until the only choice that you have is to be strong, right?
That's right. And
Yeah.
you know what? I totally relate to that because there are times where you have no choice, right?
Yeah. There's just like you are in your downest
Mhm.
moment. Everything seems like it's not working out, you know, and it's just in the midst of um, total um,
Chaos.
chaos. Not chaos, like you feel really down as if that you don't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And although you have some things to do, you
Mm-hmm.
have kids,
Mm-hmm.
you have your responsibilities, you have all these things that you need to get done. Sometimes for some reason there will be some days where it felt like you just want to give up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And and it's like, you know and there's this voice in your head that,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay, be strong, you can do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know that downest moment in your life, when you hear that voice, it's probably from God, I think. But because I watch a lot of Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I
know
can already tell which one.
which one?
Moana.
Not Moana.
Do you know that there's actually a conspiracy theory about Moana?
Really?
The Moana actually died during the movie.
Mm, oh, is
Yeah.
it
Well,
really?
remember when she was in the
In the middle of the
in
ocean?
the middle of the ocean, when she first tried to go beyond the reef, and
Yeah.
there was a big storm,
Oh,
and
yes,
then
yes.
she got tumbled and everything
Yeah.
else, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, and she
And
actually
she got
died
stuck
there.
in.
She died there, and she went to the spirit realm. That's why she. That's why everything that she encountered after the reef accident is
Oh my
about the
god.
spirit realm. So the coconuts,
Oh.
Maui is in the spirit
Oh,
realm.
yeah.
Tamatoa
Oh,
was in the
that's
spirit
interesting.
realm, and then she even saw her grandmother, right before
Yeah.
the end, right,
Yeah, because,
on the spirit realm.
yeah. Oh,
So
that's interesting.
right,
Because there's gonna be a Moana 2
yeah.
this year.
And
So
then
I.
what happened is when she saved the heart of Tafiti, Tafiti rewarded her with another life. And
Really?
yeah, and so she went back,
Oh my gosh,
and
really?
she was revived.
Oh, she was rewarded
Uh,
something because Maui got rewarded
yeah,
her
so she
another
got
boat.
rewarded with another life,
Okay. Hmm. That's
right? But
interesting.
she the entire, like,
Okay,
80% of the movie
where are you
was,
getting this?
I don't know, I just saw it from
Really?
TikTok or whatever, one of the
Okay.
reels that I'm
Yeah, because
watching.
there's gonna be a second Moana this
Yeah,
year,
I'm
and
excited for
we're
that
gonna
actually.
watch that
I
in
really
the
want to watch it.
theater.
Okay, so what kind
Uh,
of Disney movie that you
yeah, it's
reminds
not
you?
Moana.
Okay, so which one?
It's the Frozen,
Oh,
right? Because
Frozen. Okay.
um it's Elsa. I relate so much with Elsa.
Elsa.
Yeah. I know. I have two. We have two little girls,
Hmm.
so we watch a lot of Disney movies. Um, there was a part there where she went in the middle of nowhere in
Mm.
the North Mountains, and you know she was building all this castle filled with ice,
Hmm.
and she said that she never knew what she was capable of,
Hmm.
until she actually went out and be herself, right?
Mm. Actually, that is a very, all of this Disney movies, they will always give
Mm-hmm.
you these thought-provoking
Yeah,
situations, and to really reflect, with all the things that's happening in your life, right?
yeah.
And that's totally true.
Mhm.
You wouldn't know how strong you are until you are in that moment, until you are in that vulnerable situation
Yeah,
that you just really want to, make it right.
yeah. When you cannot depend on anybody else,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you're on your own, and all you can rely on is God,
Hmm.
right? Um.
And I've seen that happen actually. I don't know if I can share it in this live,
Mhm,
but when we were, my family, my mom and dad were in also in that vulnerable situation,
mhm,
especially our first, 3-4 years in Canada.
mhm.
um, we didn't have anyone to rely to,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm,
We felt like we're all on our own,
mhm,
and in fact, relatives from back home rely on us in
mhm,
some capacity, sending them money, their allowance, everything else.
mhm,
And It's the same thing with my aunt. I was talking to my aunt last night,
Yeah.
and she from Toronto, and she was telling me about how, the difficulties, the challenges are in the Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her brothers, her parents, um, they rely on her to provide
Mm-hmm.
solutions,
Mm-hmm.
to whatever the challenges are in the Philippines. Meanwhile, she also have challenges in
Yeah.
Canada, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if something happened to her, or whatever challenges that she has,
She
she
also has her own
yeah,
family,
she
her
has,
own kids
mhm,
here in
here
Canada.
in Canada, and she still need to, to take care of them, right? To she They
Mm-hmm.
were also sick. People in the Philippines were sick. They were also sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, People in the
Yeah.
Philippines need to actually, make money, provide for themselves. She also need to make money to provide for herself, and her
Mm-hmm.
family. So I think the moral of your story is that it happens to all of us, right? Or
Yeah.
the moral of that
Mm-hmm.
quote
Mm-hmm.
happens to all of us, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's just gonna be at the end of the day, when I always think about it, that when on my deathbed, it's just gonna be me and God,
Mm-hmm.
reflecting on all the things that I've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that happened too during COVID, right? When
Yes.
when
Yeah.
I when I when I was also in the most vulnerable situation,
Mm-hmm.
and I reflected on it, and it's like, it's just gonna be in God. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
no one else can help you, not even doctors,
Yeah.
nurses, the best
Yeah.
brains in the world. When you are in that situation, you really have to figure out how to gather your strength and move
Mm-hmm.
forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that quote. What else do you want to say about it?
Yeah. No, I think it pretty much straightforward, right? Like, um, you know, there were times in our life where it was just, you know, um, all you needed was to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much experiences that we've had in the past 10
10
years,
years. Wow,
right?
10 years. Feels good to say that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's and sometimes when other people say, "Oh, you guys are so sweet to each other because you guys are just young and you're inspired, motivated." But the things that really brought Leejay and I closer is because of our experiences. We
Mm-hmm.
went through ups and downs, and
Mm-hmm.
mostly downs, because starting a young family, especially with little kids, like it, and it's a lot of challenges,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been through that with
Mm-hmm.
Leejay and I, and we can look back in the past and be like, oh my gosh, we actually went through
Yeah, I
all
know.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's actually, I would say it's similar when it comes to challenges of lives. Um, some people think that because you're in Canada, you have the upper hand, right? Not necessarily. I mean, I've seen a ton of Filipino people choose to go back home in the Philippines
Mhm.
because they couldn't handle the stress here. They couldn't handle the
Mhm.
jobs, all the challenges that they have to go through. The common thing that I always hear is that, oh, back in the Philippines, I have maids to do that. I have
Mhm.
people that actually wash my clothes, or prepare dinner for my family.
Mhm.
And when they come to Canada, they actually have to do all that work, right?
Mhm.
And have a full-time job, and have a second job, a third job.
Mhm.
And um, it's the same challenges. I mean, yes, we have more opportunities here.
Mhm.
Yes, there are more options here, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be the same
Mhm.
challenges, same um, negative things that people are susceptible to.
Mhm.
uh, and just reflecting on our experience of going through the ups and downs, right? There are many times where you could just say no, right? Like, this is it,
Yeah,
I
like
give up
no, I
and
give
start
up.
anew, right? But we've always chosen the right, hopefully the right thing, right? to go through it.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that. People sometimes, when I look at people now, I look at them differently. I don't look at them as a label. When people say I'm an engineer, right? I don't look at them as an engineer. I look at them as, a husband or a wife with two kids, that are very loving to their kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that they would do everything they possibly could to have a better life for their family.
Mm-hmm.
you know because the way you look at that, the way you take away the labels of the people, the
Mm-hmm.
more the more you can connect with them,
Connect.
right?
Yeah.
um and I speak to hundreds and hundreds of people, like on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I listen to their stories and everything
Mm-hmm.
else, right? I think for the last 6 years of my career, I'm in that realm of listening
Mm-hmm.
to people's stories. I mean, these are legitimate people, right? Like, I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
real people. They're not on camera.
Yes.
They're not on podcasts. They're
Yeah.
not on, you know, they really show the vulnerable side of them.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I listen to podcasts, and you've had these successful entrepreneurs, and
Mm-hmm.
they really made it in their lives, and they've conquered
Mm-hmm.
the challenges, all the challenges of becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
um, and they portray that on a video like this or on a podcast,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm like, that's not really the real story, isn't it? Right? There's more to
Yeah.
it.
There's more to
And
it.
the best way to really get into those stories is to have a close
Yeah.
conversation, a real conversation between you and the person. Um, and it's very rare. I mean, I listen to a ton of podcasts, a ton
Mm-hmm.
of information, from other people, but it's different when you're actually talking to them one on
One on
one,
one.
right? And having that, and that happens actually in our community a lot. Couples to
Mm-hmm.
Christ, when we share our stories, when we share our vulnerable situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think, with that quote that you said, you never really know how strong you are until. I see that a lot with a lot of people that we
Mm-hmm.
that we
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
that we talk to, that we
Yeah.
so.
When I hear challenges and the things that people go through,
Mm,
I just see how strong people are.
mm,
Like, and sometimes they don't see that. Sometimes they feel defeated,
mm.
and sometimes I just want to stop them and be like, you are so strong. Like, I just want to say that, but you know um yeah, maybe I'll have the courage to tell people that, because that's what I see.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. So my quote, actually have two quotes here, and something that one is a Bible verse, right,
Hmm.
from Jeremiah 29, and you
Ah,
probably guys
yes,
know
yes.
about it, right? And it says on Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future."
Hmm.
And I've always I've always reflected on this in times of down moments, right? Because we know that the Lord's intentions is always for the good, right? Um, and no matter how bad it can get, right, there's
Hmm.
always a good side, around it, right? Somebody told me that what would be the sign when your prayers are about to be answered,
Hmm.
or your wish is about to be granted, right?
Hmm.
The biggest sign apparently is when you are losing things,
Hmm.
when you are losing things, when you're losing people, when you
Hmm.
are losing, relationships, when you are losing certain things in your life,
Yeah.
because God wants to, replace it with something new,
Yeah.
right? God wants to replace it with the better things, right? Um, And that's an amazing, you know, thing to realize, right?
Mhm.
That, oh, why did this person did this to me, or why is that particular project didn't go through,
Mhm.
right? Why did that particular idea didn't click,
Mhm.
or that particular business didn't click, right?
Mhm.
Because God is there to give you the right thing.
Mhm.
You know, if you're looking for you know, a business partner, and that partner didn't go through, right? That's
Mhm.
probably because a better one is coming, right?
Mhm.
So plans to prosper, you know, when I was um when I was when I was building this business, I've always had the feeling of and this is the curse of all entrepreneurs, right?
Mhm.
You know, looking at shiny objects, right?
Yeah.
Looking at different, you know, opportunities, and you know, find something new, and you know, for some reason there's always this new thing, right, that's happening. But now, just reflecting on it, 4 years later, we're still here, right? We're still in the thing that
Yeah.
I believe is going to,
Mhm.
you know, to have helped us and have helped
Mhm.
many people around us.
Mhm.
The other quote that you know, that I really reflect on, especially when I start a business or when I start a project, is a quote from a Chinese proverb, and it says, "The best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time is today." And you know, in this particular quote, it really resonates the importance of acting now, right? Having to have, um, you know, the courage to do it, right? I attended a seminar once where, you know, part of the seminar is um, W. Clement Stone
Yeah.
favorite quote, right?
Do it
So,
now.
so
Is it that one?
yeah, so W. Clement Stone is the founder of Combined Insurance, and he's also one of these self-made billionaire, right, at that
Mhm.
time, and you know, and he used to go to the office and tell people a specific quote, and there's only three words, right, on
Mhm.
that quote, which is "Do it now,"
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
on that seminar that I've attended, you know, everybody was laughing because, you know, the speaker wanted, you know, made everybody say "Do it now" 1,000 times, right? Do it now,
Yeah.
do it now, like a chant, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's what we need, right? Especially you guys that are trying to start a business, right? Or wanting to start a business, right?
Mhm.
Something like this. I think that's what you need, right? That you needed to plant now, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the second best time. Um, I could have wished I've really put in all my efforts and my resources on this 4 years ago. I really wish that I didn't have the shiny object. Uh, uh, I don't want to say curse, but shiny object attitude of an entrepreneur. I really wish that I had, you know, that um, you know, that consistency, right? Of you know, of starting this business and finishing it up strong. But that's beyond, right? That's behind me. You know, what's important is what's in front of me,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm acting upon, right? That's why we're
Yes.
here on the 90-day challenge, right?
Yeah.
You know, to really you know, to really fulfill that dream, right? um and you know, when they say "Do it now, do it now," you know, when there's an idea there and it's
Yeah.
lingering,
Yeah.
there's a reason. And Steve Harvey said that in one of his speech. Steve Harvey actually does this thing where, you know, off camera thing, and then
Mhm.
he talks to the audience, and he said that there's a reason why you think about prospering, you think about a business, you think about you know, being financially free, you think about, you know, freedom of time, more family time. You think about these things, the good things in life, because God planted it there, right? I think that's an incredible um, realization, right? That God, there's a reason why God put it there, because He believes that you can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And therefore you should do it now, right? So, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Now, I probably share like three quotes now,
Yeah.
four quotes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I can tell that you really like this topic.
I
This
do, and
motivational quotes.
it is
Yeah.
motivational quote,
Yeah.
and I love motivational things, and I
Yeah.
read a lot of books. I attend a ton of seminars,
Mm-hmm.
offline and online. I've gone through so many trainings, so many mindset
Mm-hmm.
training that I've done in the past, and and that's why I can remember these things on a whim,
Mm-hmm.
because it really connects with me, right? It's true,
Mm-hmm.
it really connects with you. And and I really wish I had the opportunity to to really focus on one thing, especially this business, so that we especially this page, right? I mean, imagine I haven't done any of this value for the last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because of the shiny objects, because of the distractions around us. And I'm done with it. I'm done with distractions. I just want to give so much value to you guys, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
have you know, a better run with this. Especially our business partners, um, that trusted the system. We
Mm-hmm.
wanted you guys to be successful, right? We wanted you guys to also make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we're here supporting you and we're not doing the thing that we need to do, right? Like running ads, for example, creating ads, creating
Yeah.
creatives, right?
Yeah.
Or creating content like this, then how can we actually walk with you through the journey of of this business, right?
Yeah.
I think it's an important factor to you know walk the talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
and do the things that you say you're going to do,
Yeah.
right? I had a privilege to actually work with this multi-millionaire person,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter how bad things get, when she said that she's going to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and she made a not a promise but more of a conviction that
Mm-hmm.
it's going to happen, right? Even though it gets really really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So she still hold the end of her bargain, no matter how things are going, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's an inspirational thing to see for all of us, because sometimes when things go bad, everybody just bails out and
Yeah.
see you later, right? Type of
Yeah.
thing.
Bye.
But not this person, right?
Yeah.
She's an incredible entrepreneur in terms of, even though a business partner is on a different direction,
Mm-hmm.
or a business associate is really messing up, she's
Mm-hmm.
there picking these pieces up, to
Mm-hmm.
continue, because she thinks about her team member, right?
Yeah.
She thinks about
Her
her
employees.
employees,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same thing with us now. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
could have just bailed out and see you later, but no,
Yeah.
it's more of a um, you know
Yeah.
uh, business partners are coming in, people are actually wanting
Yeah.
to be in the system, and we wanted also to give them the opportunity to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you quit, right, you take off that opportunity for them. You see what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And there's a reason why God gave us all these people, and people around us,
Mm-hmm.
because there is good in that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was able to talk to hundreds of business owners as well, and there's a reason why they are in front of us, and
Mm-hmm.
the people, the candidates that I deal with on a daily basis, there's
Mm-hmm.
a reason why they are in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And there's a reason why I've developed a system for them, so that they too can change their lives, through in Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's the same thing with this online business, right? There's a reason why people click on our ad
Yeah.
and watch it, or watch a video like this, right? So, if you are interested or considering this particular opportunity,
Mhm.
we would gladly invite you to our VIP group, right? Um, and we can also send you information package or information session. It's a quick webinar. If you can't make it to the live, you can always watch the replay. Just let us know, right? Comment your not comment, but message us with your email, and we can send you that information, right? And everybody has to go through this particular webinar because that's where if it's for you.
Mhm.
All right, there will be a investment associated with this, right? Don't think that it's free, right? Because it's a business. I mean, yes, you can bootstrap a particular business with no money. Go ahead, that's
Mhm.
fine, right? um, but right, there are also resources out there just like us, right, that can make it easier for people to get started, right?
Mhm.
As long as they are committed to it, and that they're able to invest, right,
Mhm.
their time, their money, their efforts. And so sky's the limit, right, when
Yeah.
when that happens. Okay,
Mhm.
want to add something else?
No. No, I think you got it covered.
I think this day number 5 is a bit melodramatic, with all the things that we talked about with the quotes and everything. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on and on for hours talking about this thing, guys. But everything has to come to an end, especially this particular episode. Um, we have a new branding called Living Motivated with Leejay and Melissa,
Yeah.
and we are hoping to have more projects around this branding. So tune in for that one. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah. See you,
See
everyone.
you. Bye bye.